What are you making today, Paul?
Today we're making a delicious grilled churro strawberry shortcake. Today we're making delicious grilled churro shortcake.
Stay happier.
Welcome back to Paul and Benny. Today we're making delicious grilled churro cheesecake. No. Welcome back to Paul and Benny. I'm Paul, and today we're making delicious grilled churro strawberry shortcake. It's still over 110 degrees, so of course we're doing no bake, but Sarah Lee baked for us. But I couldn't leave this delicious pound cake just how it is. Before we get to the cake, we need strawberries. So we're gonna make a delicious strawberry compote. And I'm using some frozen strawberries today because I don't wanna mess up some delicious fresh strawberries by cooking them on the stovetop. I have about a cup, maybe a little bit more, frozen strawberries here. They're starting to thaw. Ooh, that's hot. And I'm gonna put about 2 tablespoons of sugar and 2 tablespoons of water in there. We're just going to let this come up to a boil. Let the sugar dissolve. Ooh, strawberries look a little bit rough, but we're going to let this come to a boil. Okay, you don't have to do this part. I'm going to mash mine up just a little bit. I still want some chunks, but I also want to be spoonable over our delicious churro pound cake. I did say pound cake earlier, right? Not cheesecake?
I don't know.
Just like that, it's already coming to a boil. You want to turn it down some. You don't want to start popping because hot sugar will burn you real bad. So you just want to be really careful with this. We don't want the sugar to burn either. Just keep stirring it so it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. We're not going to take it too far, but we definitely want to thicken up. This smells delicious. Unless you have a surplus of fresh strawberries, I definitely use frozen for this because why mess up really good fresh strawberries? It's been about 5 minutes, and I'm going to turn off the flame. Ooh, that's hot. And now to make our delicious chocolate ganache. So of course, a churro is always better with some chocolate dipping sauce. We're going to heat up our heavy cream, and we'll get this started. And I'm not going to let it boil. That is something we don't want. We don't want it to burn. We just want it hot. Oh, that thick, luxurious fat in there. So you want this to get so hot that if it touches your finger, it's pretty intense. Like you don't want to leave your finger in it. But you don't want it so hot that it'll burn you. We're going to pour this over our chocolate chips, turn it into something beautiful. Okay, so you see it steaming, but it's not boiling. It's pretty warm to touch. It's just right. So we're going to do 1 part chocolate to 2 parts heavy cream. Typically, I like to chop up a good chocolate bar. However, these are really good chocolate chips. There's not a lot of ingredients in them. They have a high cocoa content. So we're going to use them today. So I'm really trying to let them sit there for a minute before I start messing with them. See, there's still chunks, but they're starting to melt. I'm hoping I did it right. No, it should be fine. I'm just going to start stirring now they've had a chance to set. And it is going to look like you did something wrong for a minute. It's going to look like a mess. Look, Ben, I messed it up. Just kidding. We're just going to stir, stir, stir till the chocolate's dissolved and our sauce comes together. It's one silky, delicious ganache. This is why I don't have a cooking show on TV. Ooh, but it's getting there. You see that? It's getting there. Now for the main attraction. This wouldn't be churro style strawberry shortcake without some cake. So we've got our delicious pre-made store-bought cake. It's also a good use for some older pound cake. It's been around for a few days. Getting a little bit dry? No problem. A nice layer of butter on it there. If you're careful, you can do both sides without making a mess. Now, you don't have to make strawberry shortcake or churro style shortcake out of these. You can just grill up some pound cake. Make it all the more better. Maybe serve it with some fresh raspberries, some sliced peaches. do want to watch this because there's so much sugar in it. It can burn fairly easily, so just keep an eye on it. Don't go watch YouTube or anything while this is cooking. So we got our first one ready to go. Ooh-wee. So while these are cooking, we're going to get our churro coating together. Got about a half a cup of granulated sugar here. I've opted for the extra fine. And we'll put about a half teaspoon of cinnamon in there and just give it a stir. Ooh, you smell that? Smell something getting toasty. Ooh, I like that one. While these are still nice and warm, we're going to toss them in our cinnamon sugar mixture. Still very warm. We're just going to roll them. So this is very reminiscent of churro, cinnamon donut. What's that cookie you like? Sugar and cinnamon? Snickerdoodle-ish. Very, very much so.
Ooh, that smells really good.
Doesn't it? A little bit of heat and you smell that cinnamon. That's my toasty one right there. You're thinking, that's going to be so sweet. It's cake with sugar on it, and then you can put sweet strawberries. We are. But those dark chocolate chips are just bitter enough to cut through the sugar. And if it's still too sweet for you, you can always add some freshly whipped cream. A little shake, shake. I'm ready to plate this. This is another easy, no-bake dessert in the books. Let's start by putting down a little bit of our ganache. I got the cream a little hot. Clean up my plate just a little bit. I'm going to lay a couple pieces of cake. Benny and I are both totally okay with there being no whipped cream on top. This would be equally delicious with some salted caramel sauce, some cooked pineapple, whatever you like instead. And if I had one more fresh strawberry, I'd top it for garnish so it looks pretty. But this is our delicious grilled churro strawberry shortcake. Nothing left to do now but eat it. Cake's so tender. Sweet strawberry and some bitter chocolate. See what it tastes like. It's delicious. And it really does taste like churro. I know somebody's out there, that ain't what churros taste like. Make it and tell me it doesn't taste like churro. Make it and tell me it doesn't taste like churro. Benny, come taste. I'll get it in the chocolate. Get you some strawberry. Oh, the cake is so good all by itself. Careful, it's a big bite. Ah.
Mmm. Holy cow.
Not just because I made it.
No.
Not just because it's on YouTube.
No.
That's delicious, right?
That is delicious. I would say crust up the cake way more. I know you were like, oh, that's burnt, but no. Crust it up. Get that sugar nice and melty. The chocolate is so nice.
So I love the crusty parts, but I thought for the camera it would look pretty nice and golden brown.
Yeah.
But you know I like it crusty, little burnt edge. But wouldn't some whipped cream be good on that?
That would be delicious.
That would be delicious. I got the microphone. It's not as pretty without it, but I love it. It's so good.
So delicious.
As always, I'm Paul.
I'm Benny.
As always, I'm Paul.
I'm Benny.
And we're grateful for delicious grilled churro strawberry shortcake with a little bit of chocolate sauce.
He always does too much. And we're grateful for you watching.
Oh, and if you like this video, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up. It really helps us out a lot. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more.
And don't forget, we have more no-bake dessert recipes right over here somewhere. So make sure you watch those. It's hot in the summertime. Your family's going to love those.